Hi everyone, my name is Tasya and welcome to my podcast, Spider Relax. I tell exciting stories from many Indian epics, so stay curious and trek beyond. Today's story is the sequel to the Sons of Satyavati. The story is called The Sons of Ambika and Ambalika. Do you remember Ambika and Ambalika? They were the widows of Satyavati's son Vichitravirya. In this story, Bhishma's amazing yet incorrectly executed plan is retold. I hope you enjoy it. After Vichitravirya died with an incurable disease, there was a problem. He had died childless and there was no king to sit on Hastinapur's throne. Bhishma thought and thought about what he could do about this situation. Finally, an idea struck him, and he immediately put it in action. He asked Satyavati to call for her eldest son, Vyasa. Veda Vyasa, as he is often called, is the unsung monk who was born to Satyavati and Parashara. Bhishma's plan was to have Vyasa to father the much-needed sons that would be born to Ambika and Ambalika. Had Bhishma's plan been executed correctly, the Mahabharat wouldn't have actually happened. But Vyasa had just come out of a deep meditation, and he looked pretty scary. So when they sent Ambika to have one look at Vyasa and become pregnant, she got scared and closed her eyes. So thus, Vyasa said she would bear a son that is blind. So again, when Bhishma and Satyavati heard of this, they sent for Ambalika and told her not to close her eyes no matter how scary he looks. Ambalika went to have one look at Vyasa, but when she did, she also became really scared, but turned pale. And thus, Vyasa said that Ambalika would have a son that is weak and won't live long. Yet again, the news was conveyed to Bhishma and he decided to send Ambalika again to have a second son. But Ambalika could not look at Vyasa one more time and decided to send one of her maids instead. But when the maid was sent to have one look at Vyasa, she didn't get scared at all. So she got pregnant and Vyasa said she would have a healthy son. When told that Ambalika's maid went to see Vyasa instead of Ambalika herself, Bhishma was not too happy. Even though the maid would have a healthy baby, her son could not sit on the throne because he was not a kshatriya or a warrior. And at the time, only kshatriyas were allowed to sit on the throne and become kings. And unfortunately, Bhishma's solution to one problem led to another problem. Now Bhishma needs another plan to execute properly. And the funny thing is, Bhishma actually came up with a super simple solution pretty fast. Once I tell you in the next podcast, you'll know why it's funny. Oh, that reminds me, by the way. Don't forget to turn on the post notifications bell for my podcast and follow me on Twitter and Instagram. I'm so glad you stopped by. Above and beyond.